Yo, what's up guys, it's Simon here, and today in this video, I'm going to be revealing how Aaron, one of the online coaches that we help at our company, how he went from 3K per month to 49K in 41 days. By the end of it, you should have exactly what you need to know to go ahead and grow your own online business. So let's jump right into it. Yeah man, tell everyone watching, tell them more about yourself. So what was specifically your situation before we kind of worked together?
Yeah, sweet. So I used to run a car detailing business, grew that up, and then turned it into like an online course. And I started teaching others how to start their own car detailing businesses. And it was just an online course, and I used to sell it through an evergreen webinar. And we're doing probably like 3 to 5K per month, just selling evergreen webinar into a basic online course and community. Then I sort of like wanted to start to scale it and tried like all these different mechanisms, all these different ways to grow the online course, and just couldn't really find anything that stuck. And then I was probably hovering around the 5 to 8K mark when I was contacted by Simon, and you just like kind of reached out through a mutual friend. And I was like a little bit skeptical in terms of, what you could actually do, the promises that you were making. And I was just like, okay, I mean, I want to like scale at least above 10K per month with this business. And I didn't really like know which direction to go. I'd been in like some online course, online programs myself, and the focus was to sell through an evergreen webinar funnel, and it was like low ticket. The people I was working with were like pretty marginal in terms of quality. I was like struggling to scale that. So then when you came along, you were like, oh, we're gonna like restructure, we're gonna change the funnel around, we're gonna focus on high ticket. It all kind of made sense to me. I was like, all right, well, you're promising these like expectations, and I was like, let's just see how it goes. So I like obviously just gave you a chance, and then sort of started working together from there.
Yeah, amazing, bro. So revenue wise, you were at 5 to 8K USD, or was that New Zealand dollars? I can't remember.
That was New Zealand dollars, yeah.
So in terms of USD, what would that be like?
Probably like 3 to 5K is what we were
3 to 5K?
doing USD. Yeah.
That was before we worked together. And then what was our top month? So our top month was in like May, June, like it was in between.
Yeah, so the first month we worked together, I think we did about 12,000 New Zealand dollars, right, in that first month. And then the second month was like March, April, I think. Was it May? April or May. Anyway, the second month was like over 20K New Zealand dollars. I think we did like 50K in the third month.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. What do you feel that we helped you do that actually like bumped you up to like literally from 20K?
Well, it was just like completely changing the offer from being an online course to a high ticket coaching program that is taking people from A to Z, right? With the one-to-one mentorship. So restructuring the whole offer, and then obviously dialing in the funnel as well. And this was all organic, like leveraging off my existing audience. So we weren't even spending money on ads at that point.
Yeah, bro, that's like all of that was, almost all profit, right? Because it's no money on ads. Which is amazing.
Yeah.
And so your goal before we kind of worked together was trying to at least hit like 10K per month, right?
Yeah, I was like, I want to just do, 10K profit a month and I'll be happy, pay the bills, and we definitely exceeded that.
What do you think back then was like blocking you from achieving 10K per month?
Honestly, like a little bit of accountability on my side, motivation, and I guess just the not knowing exactly which direction to take the business, right? And then that would cause procrastination, right? And then it would just like a lack of motivation. So all these things sort of, they compound, right, over time. If you don't have a clear direction of where you want to go, then you don't have the motivation or the accountability to actually get you to wherever you want to go. But once you have that clear vision, you have someone like working with you, and you like feel like a team, then you feel motivated. You're held accountable, and look what can happen.
Exactly. Yeah. In terms of the high ticket, right? Because I know you tried high ticket. What were you were trying to do in order to try to hit 10K per month or even more?
So other people?
For yourself, right? What did you try before to try to hit 10K with the high ticket offer?
So previous, like just before we started working together, I did try to like do a high ticket, and I just gave all control to an agency, so to speak, who they just like managed a sales team, but it was so bad. It was so bad. I was like not involved at all. It like we started getting a few sales through, but then it just like collapsed. And yeah, it was just this
What do you think
typical
was
agency style.
What do you think was like wrong with that option, like that agency?
This now I can look back and I can see exactly what was wrong with that first approach that I took. One was like I gave full trust to a company that had no credibility at all. Two, they didn't have any setters and they had one closer who wasn't trained, and there was no script, there was no funnel. It was like very basic. The software was very, very like basic, just using a Calendly form. There was no like qualification process. That I think it was more or less they just were trying to take advantage of my audience and just close as many deals as possible. But yeah, it definitely fell on its ass pretty quickly.
No, that sounds like a nightmare, bro. Yeah.
Mm.
And what do you think attracted you to me, I guess? Like, why me? Why not, you know?
Well, one big reason was that you had experience with Facebook ads and I was helping my clients with Facebook ads. So it was like, you know, you already had some experience in this niche as well, like the automotive industry. So it made sense to bring you on as like a partner because you already were familiar with my audience and you already had an understanding of how to run Facebook ads, and you could easily help me like help my clients. So essentially you weren't just doing the back end, you were actually helping with some fulfillment and just ideas. It was just all around, you know, teamwork essentially.
Yeah. Did you think there was any reason that you would have had that almost stopped us from not working together? Like any doubts or?
Oh yeah, like absolutely. I mean, you were quite young, right? Still in school. So I was like, damn, bro, how much work are you going to be able to put into this business, you know? But you quickly proved that you're an absolute machine and you can work many hours a day. So those doubts were erased. There's a lot of young guys in this space trying to just make it and just they're promising you the world and not delivering, right? So that was the big one for me. Like lack of major results in the past, but then I knew I wanted to give you a chance because I could see that you had some brains and that you were like, you know, capable of actually delivering the results.
And so after we worked together and we started, you know, taking the steps forward, let's talk about that, like the steps that actually took you from 3 to 5K per month in USD over to, I think our best month was around like 35K USD or like around that mark, 30K USD, would you say? Yeah. So what was the first thing that we kind of did that you felt pushed the needle forward that got you maybe to like that 10K and then later down got you to that 20K? Talk about the first steps that we took to actually help you build out your offer and you know, build out this high ticket funnel.
So the first thing we did was it was market research in the DMs, right? We were like, you were in the DMs yourself, like in the trenches, like working out the market research to find out what this target audience actually wants. And then we quickly determined, because we first started a low ticket offer just in a sort of school membership, and we quickly realized that wasn't the key and that churn rate was going to be too high and that these guys actually needed more accountability. They needed more one-to-one mentorship. So it was the market research that was done in the early stages, the real tedious, like in the trenches work that no one wants to do, that really started to give us a good idea of how we can structure the offer to best suit our audience. And that's when we realized, okay, let's move into high ticket one-on-one coaching. And as soon as we made that step, we got a few like signups onto a $2,500 USD offer, and we were like, okay, boom, this is going to work. This is where we're going to take it.
Yeah, amazing. And talk about the offer building. Like, how did you find that aspect? Because we worked together on that a lot, right? The offer building. Sure. Like, what are we actually going to do? Like, okay, how much are we going to charge? Like, yeah, talk about that aspect. Like, how did you find that process that I took you through?
In terms of figuring out who the target audience was, I feel like you did a lot of that on your end, and that was really like hands off for me. Like I didn't really have to do much work there. I could just review the notes, and for me it was just super easy, right? I feel like you did a lot of that deep work in the start, which essentially is why we got to where we were, is because like I was probably avoiding that market research, finding out exactly what my target audience wants and working out the best offer for them. And then not just that, obviously, like we created that offer, we got that offer dialed in, and then it was like dialing in the funnel to actually start bringing in the leads.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the market research definitely made the offer building like super, super simple, because now we know exactly what the pain points are, exactly what the desires are. Now we just bridge that gap, right? So in terms of the offer building, like you said, it was simple because of the market research.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next stage. So the funnel building. So there's a couple aspects in terms of the funnel building, which is like nurturing, which is like helping on the YouTube, the emails, even the community aspect as well, right? So in terms of that aspect, like nurturing the leads, making sure that these guys are warm before the call and show up. How did you find that aspect?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, when you work with agencies, a lot of the time you'll be speaking with someone or working with someone, and then they just implement their team to come and like take over all of the nitty gritty work. But when we started working together, you were in the trenches at the start. You were figuring out the correct scripts, and like you were actually like trying to find the best conversations to have with these guys, to nurture them, to qualify them, and then to like bring them in and book them into a call, right? And then I was taking those sales calls at the start, but we quickly realized like that wasn't scalable, and we need to implement a team to take that over. So when the time was right, it was like, okay, now we've got the right scripts. Now let's implement another setter, let's implement a closer, and let's start to scale this thing. So that's when you started to build out the team. We hired our first setters, our first closers, and you kind of manage all that onboarding process in the back end. So for me, it was really hands off. I could just focus on the content. And at that time, the content was like doing really well because I had all of my focus on the content. So, you know, the whole back end was taken care of. And it wasn't just like I was working with an agency. We had our meetings every other day, and it was a real tight crew in those early stages.
Like it was more tailored to your business, right? Because I was actively working inside of it, rather than you're trying to say like the agency way is just like, you know, you just hire these people, they just outsource the work, and it's not really tailored to your business.
Yeah, they've just got like a blueprint that they just copy and paste into every business. Whereas this was like, no, like you actually felt like a business partner, you know, like you were actually invested in the business, right? It wasn't just a revenue share, you know, it was a profit share partnership relationship. So if we suffered, you suffered, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
and if we increased, you increased. That was a win-win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the next part after that, after we, you know, nurture the leads, convert the leads, the next part is fulfillment, right? So in terms of the fulfillment, like how did that help you as a business owner?
Yeah, for sure. So man, fulfillment it's always like test and measure, right? Figuring out how to best like cater or how to best serve your audience or your clients. But you definitely helped with Facebook ads. We'd go back and forth with helping, because I run Facebook ads for my clients. So, you know, you already had expertise there. So you essentially helped me build out campaigns that I could then give to my clients as the fulfillment, right? And you would basically act as a second coach in some aspects, because you were able to give my clients advice on Facebook ads and help with fulfillment, right? So you were very hands-on, just even with the fulfillment as well, and just ideation around how to make the school group better, how to increase engagement, how to get better results. It wasn't just left in the dark. We were throwing ideas around continuously to try to improve the product. It wasn't just you were focused on leads and sales. It was like, how do we actually improve the product to get better results, to get better case studies for my clients as well?
Like that's really important, because I feel like a lot of people, they just focus on the marketing and sales. Other agencies don't really help on the fulfillment, right? To actually get results, and that funnels back into the marketing. It makes everything better.
Yeah.
Right.
There's nothing hidden behind closed doors with what you do, you know. I was like learning the whole way we're working together, you know. So it's like I was like paying for a coach who was actually building my business for me essentially. You know what I mean? Like I was learning all these new processes and skills along the way.
Yeah, like how was that experience for you? Just all together as a whole, that whole experience from A to Z, you know, market research, all the way to, you know, the marketing, the sales, the fulfillment, helping you with all four aspects of like pretty much the entire business, right?
Yeah.
How was that overall experience for you?
Oh yeah, I had a great experience. Had a lot of fun working together for sure. Learned a lot, and yeah, like 100%. I mean, the main reason why it's like time to sort of move on. I mean, I'm still going to use you for consulting and stuff, but the whole reason is simply just because the business needs to grow and you've like done your part. Like you've built the systems, the process. You've taught me everything I need to know now, and I've got a clearer direction on where I want to go. So the whole experience, the last 6 months, have been absolutely amazing, you know?
Yeah, tell me about that. Like, because some agencies, their business model is trying to keep clients for as long as possible, right?
Yeah.
Whereas something like me and you, where I build up the infrastructure for you, and then now you can scale the business. And then after our time together, you don't need to rely on me anymore, right? You can have the skills. I've taught you the things that I know. I pretty much, like you said, in your own words, like a coach that's doing the things for you.
That's right.
Now you don't even need me, right? You're on your own. You don't need to rely. You don't need to give away rev share. You don't need to pay like month after month to...
Yeah. There's no like, it's not like, oh, we're ending our partnership and then that's it. It's like, we've built an amazing relationship. You've done your work, and like, and that's the thing. Like, you've helped me get to this position where I'm at. And now you're like, sweet, bro. Like, you know, you're good enough to go on your own now. Like, you don't need me to do the back end stuff anymore. We can like train a VA to do this stuff now. I've done my part. And that's what I like really appreciate about like our whole relationship together, is like, okay, now we've met that point, and it's like, awesome. I'm like, I can grow this thing now and just seek you out for consulting every now and then.
And that's the way I kind of like to do things. Like, it's what a lot of people want. They don't want to, like, as a business owner, bro, if you rely on someone else, if they dip, your whole business is gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. No, as a business owner, like, there's a time where you need to have someone with more skills come in and just tell you what needs to be done or do it for you. But if you don't learn as a business owner those same skills, or what is happening inside the business, then exactly like you said, as soon as they leave you, you're left on your own. You have no idea what to do again.
And so what was the most helpful part of the whole process of working together? Was it the market research, building out the offer? Was it the marketing, the sales assets, the VS, like done for you, VSLs, you know, the sales aspect, hiring the team? What was the most helpful part?
Bro, the most helpful part was just having someone with a very like specific set of skills come in and be invested in my business, and just have the same like vision as I have, to just work as partners to grow it. Like, that was the most helpful part. Like, it wasn't actually what you did, even though like that was amazing. It was more or less just having you by my side during those phases to help me get to where I am now, where I'm like, okay, dude, I'm good to go. You know?
Yeah. Like a coach that's your business partner.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
And I want to just backtrack a little bit to the process, because I feel like a lot of people are interested in the process of how we actually got you to the result that a lot of people are looking for. You know, they want to make 30K, 40K, 50K per month with their coaching consulting business. Okay, we talked about the market research. Now let's talk about the marketing aspect, which is like VSLs, which is like YouTube content. I think I push you towards YouTube, right? Like to do YouTube so that you can build.
Like I was like posting like once every few months or so. And yeah, you definitely encouraged me to start posting more frequently, for sure.
I feel like the YouTube propelled your business, right?
YouTube's huge. Like, yeah, as soon as we started posting more long form, we built more trust with the audience, created more social proof as well. Yeah, that just like cascades into obviously more leads.
Yeah, 100%. And in terms of the marketing, like the funnel aspect, obviously we ran a couple funnels, a DM funnel, the VSL funnel. For you, that was completely hands off and all done for. Even the VSL scripting aspect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You'd script out all the copy scripts, in terms of, all the sales copy. That was all done. Even ad scripts, we started running some ads. You scripted all those out, and we got good results for sure, man. It's like we made like a 30-day email funnel where new leads come into the business. There's 30 emails that get sent out to them day after day, just nurturing them. Open rates on those emails were like 70% open rates. So like, people are reading that, people are getting nurtured, more leads are coming into the business, you know?
Yeah. And how was that aspect for you? Like, because I know like some coaches, they think that the solution to their business to scale is like investing into more information rather than trying to do the implementation, if you know what I mean. By having us kind of implement the things for you and then consulting you on like how everything works, like how was that experience for you? Rather than just trying to consume a ton of information. Yeah,
for sure. It was learn as you go, as opposed to learn everything, memorize it, and then try to do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was super helpful for you. That's what you were looking for.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so after the marketing, the next part is sales now. right? So let's talk about that process. In terms of the sales, tell everyone more about how we helped you on the sales aspect. So like maybe like the scripts, hiring the setters and the closers for you, and then training them up, managing them. Like, how was that whole experience for you?
For me, it was pretty hands off. Like I just pop into meetings every now and then and be like, oh yeah, sweet, how's everyone going? Like say a little speech or something to keep everyone warmed up on the whole offer and like the business model. But then yeah, obviously you would train the setters. There was a script, you'd work with them. I mean, it was pretty seamless, to be honest. Like the closers were getting good results and yeah, like it's just, yeah, it was pretty seamless.
Yeah, amazing. And what do you think was like the things stopping you from doing this whole process yourself? Was it like the not knowing the things to do, not having the right path? Like what was that thing that stopped you from doing this whole process that we kind of walked everyone through by yourself?
Yeah, like I said before, just like not having that clear direction as to where to go. Like there's so many different shiny objects out there that are saying, do this, do this, do this. And like they all kind of like everything works, but you just have to find something that works for you and then stick to it and be consistent. And I just didn't know what that thing for me was. And yeah, so until I found you, it was like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? And it was like, no, first of all, we need to take it all the way back to market research and actually find out what the audience wants. But yeah, like I think if we had to say like one thing that was stopping me, it was, yeah, just like lack of direction.
No clarity. You didn't have a roadmap, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you think surprised you about this whole partnership together? Like when we worked together, like what surprised you when you started working with me?
Man, getting 50K a month was pretty surprising.
Yeah,
but
it was a great goal. Yeah.
And just, I think, yeah, the amount of money you can make in this space, like it really is limitless as long as you've got all systems dialed in.
Yeah, man. Bro, like info products, super scalable. As you have experienced in the last couple months, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And I feel like we touched on this before, but I want to ask it as a direct question. Like, what would you say are the main differences between someone like myself and other solutions that you were looking at maybe in the market?
So yeah, like I said earlier, the agency, they sort of just have a copy and paste system that they'll implement, and a lot of the time you're not working directly with the agency owner or like the main guys. You're just working with like their team. I guess like you come in as a partner as opposed to hiring an agency or like hiring a coach. You're actually a partner of the business with invested interest and have your vision just aligned with my vision, right? There's a lot of people where I would have declined. I would have been like, no, like I don't want to work with you simply because the visions didn't align. I didn't feel like they had invested interest in the business, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like with an aligned vision, and like I feel like there was care involved.
Yeah.
If you grow, I grow as well, right? So there was a sense of like me and you on the right page, and then we just needed to, implement these systems in place, and then now we can scale together. Yeah, so that's great. And if someone's on the fence, what would you tell them?
I'd say if you're on the fence, then you clearly have no direction or clarity as to where to go because you're confused, and you need someone like Simon to step in and be like, this is exactly what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to implement it for you. I'm going to get you to this figure, and then I'm going to teach you everything that I know.
That's amazing, bro. Yeah, appreciate you hopping on this call with me, Aaron, and, going through this whole process. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. Anything else you want to add to the audience so that they can learn more about you? So where could they like find you?
Yeah, for sure. So you can check me out on Instagram, AutoClean Academy, or on YouTube at AutoClean. Yeah, that's it. If you want to start a car detailing business as opposed to a coaching business, hit me up. But no, like honestly, Simon, you've been great to work with. Honestly, couldn't recommend you any more highly. Yeah, like we'll keep working together. We'll keep in touch. Not only have you been like a good business partner over the last 6 months, but you've become like a friend. We've built like a friendly relationship, and I think that's important as well. When you're seeking someone, you want someone that you can become friends with. It's not just all strictly business, but we get the results.